Oh, baby.
What's up,
we
Dougie?
got a haul going on here.
Yeah, we do.
Jed went to work. He's been busy for the last 24 hours, and we got a bunch of names that we're going to talk through.
Saw you working, too.
I'm going to give you my spiel on these guys, and then I, of course, want the hitter perspective. Let's start with the big dog here, Kevin Gausman. This is a fun acquisition that went down the other night. The big thing to me, right, it all revolves around this split changeup splitter, whatever you want to call it. This grip is fascinating. There's not a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball that have a particular grip that you then hear referenced by everybody else in baseball as, oh, this inspired me. I talked to Cade Horan back in 2023. His changeup grip was inspired by this thing. It's a really sharp pitch. Watch it off the hand as we let this roll for a second. You can see how the ball's kind of spinning, almost like a disco ball, right? Yeah. It has that very lateral spin. This allows the ball to drop a ton relative to his four-seam fastball. Fascinating pitch for a hitter, Cliff. What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, you know what? You're seeing out the hand up. Yeah. Right? And I think that's that's for hitters. We're always looking for anything up, especially with secondary stuff, right? Because I know I can't hit it down. Now, for lefties, it is nitro zone for us if it's in the zone a little bit too much. But you see this right here off his fastball. I think it's such a a really good pitch for him when it's right. You see like the arm angle,
hitter angle. Let's see. This
so I think this angle right here gives you a chance to really see it off the fingertips, and it's tumbling, right? So it's like up in the zone, so you feel like you can gauge where you are in the box to get that A swing off. Look how far he missed that ball. Yeah. I mean, that is him at his best. So when he has that pitch working, he's tough to hit.
And this is Ohtani up, too, in case you're wondering. No big deal. One of the best hitters of the generation here. Yeah, it's a really fun pitch. And the big thing that jumps out to me, Cliff, is I think a lot of the time the modern game has incentivized elevation of the four-seam fastball. You know, we think of this with Shota. Actually, a very similar pitcher, just flipping around to the left side with the four-seam and the split. Kevin Gausman, as we jump to my heat maps here, throws his fastball almost directly over the middle of the plate. He creates this really, I almost call like a visual dance, like between the four-seam fastball down and the split down. That's, to me, where the hitter gets confused. If this thing was more up in the zone, as in my head, you'd kind of go, oh, I want the four-seam up. With Kevin Gausman, he wants this thing down. Like, these concentrations are more kind of belt high for you, maybe even at the knees, but it works visually off the changeup, this changeup split he throws so well. It's an odd location for a four-seam fastball. I just think hitters are completely blind to the interaction of those pitches.
Yeah, well, I also believe this, and I like the analogy. I think the biggest thing for me is when he's not throwing strikes, I can eliminate the pitch. That's what you don't want, right? So when you see him struggle, it's more of him with that split change out the zone, out the hand. And if it's out the hand that way, then I'm taking it and he gets himself back into a count or put yourself in the hitter's counts where we're always looking for, especially against a guy like Kevin Gausman. I know when that's on, it's going to be a tough day, but I can only hit him because he's in the strike zone. But if he's here early or he's here or he's up, he's not going to be efficient that day, in my opinion. So as a hitter, that's what we're talking about in our hitters conversation.
No doubt. Now, let's jump ahead to Holmes here, too. Or actually, before we do that, Gausman, the big thing, if you want a nugget to watch, his walk rate's kind of hopped up. I saw this from Mike Petriello, our guy. 11.5% is definitely above his career average. I wonder if Ottavy and company have a fix here on the
Well, I think the big thing, real quick, Lance, before we move on, is this is what we look at as hitters. So I know that he's not comfortable somewhere. I don't know where. So we're gonna probably have our leadoff guy, watch a couple pitches just to see where he's at. If he's fidgety on the mound or whatever the case may be, we kind of know we can knock a pitch out of his arsenal with guys in scoring position. That right there is alarming a little bit because he hasn't been that when he's been really good. You see this when he's down there. That's the struggle.
I agree with you. Clay Holmes, different guy, different cat here. So this is kind of your high slot guy who throws a sinker. So the main thing that jumps out to me, I love these behind home images. I want to show you this kind of sequencing of the sinker and the sweep. This is a righty up. Watch this sinker first, right? So it doesn't really look too crazy. But the big thing I'll point out in a second is how much depth he gets on it. But combine it with the sweeper here. So that's sinker. Now, next one, take a peek at the sweeper. Remember that sinker line, and then watch this thing just take off away from a right-handed hitter.
You're never hitting that.
This is the thing the Cubs love. We'll talk about it with Zeferjahn in a second, but they love these guys who are able to spin the ball, create that lateral sweep that against righties in particular, very uncomfortable. Underneath swings, taken off into the lefty batter box. It's a sick pitch.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about a sinker coming in and you're taking that because it starts at you, tendencies as a hitter is to move off the plate, right? Tendency is to take that pitch. It comes back over. If you're going to throw that pitch, I mean, any situation, that is an out pitch. That is swing and miss or take because you can't hit it. I think that's why he gets so much success when he's right is when the arm angle and that ball starts here and ends up over here.
Yep.
Look what it starts at.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Pause that release for me here. We could point out one thing that I want to. So, like right there,
yeah.
The big thing with him, his release height's about a half a foot above average.
Right.
Despite that, he's able to get about 8 inches more drop on his sinker. So you imagine a ball coming from up here and then dancing all the way down.
Yeah.
The depth he's able to get on that pitch is really unique because he's tall and that slot's pretty high.
You know, what you're trying to do to me is change my eye angle, right? You kind of take me off your best up. That ball starts here. I immediately think hit. I'm hitting this pitch. Now, when that ball releases, look at the swing. The pitch and how effective it is gets this type of swing. Your mind is telling you when I'm in the box, I'm like, oh, I'm about to destroy this. No, I'm not. That ball is about to take my shins off, right? So these are all the things I'm talking about from a lefty standpoint. Obviously, that's a righty. This is the one I really like.
Why do you like him?
I just like the fact that when you talk about secondary stuff with relievers, I always feel that guys who can throw this pitch, the sinker, four seam in the same book in my mind.
Sure.
These two right here stand out because if you don't have a sweeper that good, then you're relying on your fastball to be located the way you want. And that's never happening 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Yeah, the big thing year over year, you can see here too, he added the sinker and cut back on the cutter. This cut the barrel rate for him almost in half. He went from 10%, which is above league average, not great, down to 5%, which is really strong. So he's limiting the homers.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How do you think he gets to this sweeper to be as efficient as it is off the fingertips to that point where you can take that cutter out?
Yeah, so to me, the sweeper, the Cubs love this style of arm, the guy who gets on the side of their fastball. You see with Cade Horton, think of Justin Steele, guys who cut their fastball. That allows you to have this thing, which is a 6 sweeper that's between 85 to 88. The thing just is frisbee-like, you know? And I think it's because of that ability to get around the four-seam fastball that the grip and orientation that you take on that sweeper allows the pitch to kind of add some lift, add some sweep, take off. Very similar to Clay Holmes. This one's just a lot harder.
So I think if you eliminate some pitches, and I always say these dudes have these 8-pitch arsenals, chill. Because you can reduce some stuff and be really efficient with a sweeper and be like, hey, I can really perfect this pitch. Go along with 97 to 98. To me, that makes more sense.
Sure.
It's like, hey, you know what? I don't need to throw a cutter if I can have a sweeper that does that.
Yeah, no doubt. I love that. It's a great pitch. The one thing here, again, the walks. We were talking about it with Gausman. It's a bit of a different story. He's had walk problems most of his career. I don't necessarily think he's going to slot directly into leverage. But again, same idea here. I'm fascinated to see what Tommy Hotovy and company can do long-term from the walk rates, Cole, given he's under control for multiple seasons.
All right.